She said, she's experienced it the first time and thought, well, I'm not sure when this is going to happen again, not knowing it was going to happen 2 weeks later. Before I toss it back to you and Jeff and Renee, I want to show you another alert that came out from Alert Carolina telling students and staff to continue to shelter in place. And of course, check Alert Carolina for any updates that will be coming out, because this is still an active scene there on the campus of UNC Chapel Hill. Jeff and Renee.
Ken, thanks for that. And also, to Hallie's point, she said that she felt a little safer in her dorm. But the fact is, when that siren sounds, the protocol is to stop campus activity, stop everything that is going on, stop learning in the classroom, operations. Just suspend. So there are kids in classrooms, there are kids in dining halls right now, there are kids spread out all over main campus, which is the perimeter in totality of what is happening here. So the safest place to be is inside with the windows closed, doors closed in that building until and unless police or university officials tell you that you can take some other action, like evacuate a building. We saw the kids coming out and adults coming out of the Union because they were told to evacuate that building there. But until you're told to stay out of a certain part of campus or stay out of a certain area, they have to stay where they are. So everything goes into suspension. We halt until we hear the siren again, which the next one would be the all clear, if and when we do hear that.
You can only imagine those students who are sheltering in place wherever they are as they await information, no doubt texting their family and friends to let them know that they are okay. And officials are asking folks to keep their cell phone lines open for emergency calls and instead maybe text or just register using the American Red Cross Safe and Well list to let family members who are outside the emergency area to communicate with them, but they want the cell phone lines to stay open there. And for anyone on campus, if you're seeing any suspicious activity, to call 911, but do not flood 911 with calls just asking about the situation. We are going to stay on the air with these updates to let you know exactly what is happening on UNC Chapel Hill campus.
We're also going to go right back to Ken Smith for an update from the Live Center. Ken.
Jeff and Renee, we're just getting some new information from our sources who've been keeping us updated in terms of what's happening there in the campus of UNC Chapel Hill. Here's what our sources are telling us right now in the last minute or so, that the boyfriend of a disgruntled employee at Alpine Bagel waves a weapon and then takes off and leaves the bagel shop, and of course cause all this mayhem that you're seeing right now on the campus of UNC Chapel Hill. But again, that is from our sources there on campus giving us this information about the boyfriend of a disgruntled employee waved that weapon and of course scared everybody, and that triggered an Alert Carolina letting people know that there's an armed and dangerous person on campus. Again, as we've been reporting, no shots were fired. We're not hearing any reports of anybody being injured or being taken to a hospital. So parents, if you have students there at UNC Chapel Hill, we're letting you know that so that that will at least calm your nerves, that your students right now, all the students at UNC Chapel Hill are sheltering in place. Many of them are safe. And Jeff, as you just aptly pointed out, many of them are in dorms, are in classrooms, in dining halls, all sheltering in place right now as authorities there in Chapel Hill look for this person who was waving a gun there inside the student union, specifically that Alpine Bagel shop. Jeff and Renee.
And Ken, the student that you talked to not just 5 minutes ago there on the phone, Hallie, used the word disheartening to describe what is happening right now. Disheartening that just within a 2.5-week span, a new school year, that this is the second time that UNC Chapel Hill students are having to go on lockdown, having to see this large police presence, law enforcement presence, securing buildings and investigating because of a threat to the students and staff. However, the facts of this particular situation different from what we learned on August 28th. No shots fired. We do want to stress that. And right now they are searching for that person who waved a gun at that bagel store at the student union.
Certainly could go a lifetime.